You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about wrong, right, death, life. Talk about anything you like, you better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about broke, rich, real life-ish. Speaking like this, I can't miss. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. We gon' talk about the old, young, smart, dumb. Let me show you where I'm coming from. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will.
You better tell them or I will. This one right here probably gonna offend some people, but hell, I done been offended. Damn it. Time for me to speak up here. Shit. You already know. Hip hop. I love it. It's me. I'm watching Big Facts podcast. Shout out to Big Facts, man. Let's get together and do something, right? And his brother name was Larry. His last name escapes me right now, but it was a great podcast, and they were talking about impact. Who had the most impact? Who is this? And Atlanta based, right? Who's this person in Atlanta and who's this person? And I want to straighten some shit out. Okay? And once I tell you this, anytime you hear anybody talking other than what I'm getting ready to say, you straighten their ass out too. Okay? Who's the greatest? And they always bring up Tupac, man. Tupac is not the greatest. Oh, cancel him, cancel shit. Huh? Not the greatest. Beautiful brother. Probably most authentic. But greatest? No. Sorry, Tupac fans. Fuck that, I ain't sorry. It's not the greatest. Legend? Legendary? Yes. Tupac is in your Bob Marley, Michael Jackson area. The greatest don't even get to him. That's a whole nother living forever, never forgotten stratosphere. Let's be clear on that. Okay? Not the greatest. Legendary. Here forever. Right? And they were talking about the impact of artists and this, that, and other. Let me share something with you, man. Shit, you better tell them all I will. 1979 Rappers Delight come out. Fun fact about hip hop, we all know that, right? This is the first commercial success. Shout out to Sylvia Rome. Bye. This is on. Okay. From 1979. And go and check before you get in your feelings about what the hell it is you believe. Let's look at this. From 1979 to 1992. And I believe it was November or December. Originality was supreme. You could watch Rap City, you could watch your MTV Raps, and every single video that came on did not look like the one that came on before it, nor did that artist sound that way. This is a fact. Go and check it out. Now, what happens in 92? The great three-time game-changing super producer Dr. Dre drops the crime. And the game been fucked up ever since. Great life-saving projects have come out since then. But let's look at this. 79. Coming through the 80s, Def Jam drops. You got the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, LL, Houdini, right? EPMD. From EPMD, you get Hit Squad, DOS Effects, Redman, K-Solo. Go do your research. And you got all of this music popping. You got the Ghetto Boys. You got all of this music. It's on the move. Right? You got Run DMC. Then that 1992, that Chronic came out. Shit. Go ask Puff Daddy what the Chronic did. Huh? Biggie Smalls is the illest, so he says, right? Becomes Notorious B.I.G. They take him off the boom bap, add the Juicy and the Isley Brothers. Now you got that funk and that bass line. Why? Because the Chronic did 5 million. The Chronic did 5 million. Snoop Dogg was the first hip-hop artist to ship platinum. Huh? So now here goes the formula. But if you watch that 3-time game changer, Dr. Dre, he had produced a song with DOC said, what is that, Dre? It's the formula. Ah! It's no greater impact than Dr. Dre. How they say it in the street mall? I stands on that. 10 toes down. Right? Let's look at this. Dr. Dre produces for Eazy-E and NWA. If you listen, you will see that it wasn't too many cuss words, and the word nigga was not used in hip-hop until NWA came out. And if I'm not mistaken, they did 3 million with no radio play. Huh? And then it falls apart. Dre goes under. And then when now that changed the game. That's one time changing the game. Because Bruz is like, we can say that? We can talk like that? Now it's starting to get a little bit more graphic, right? Or a little bit more colorful language, if you will. Not necessarily graphic, right? Okay, boom. Dre goes under. Then he pops up with this young brother named Snoop Dogg and this whole chronic funk death row, right? Come on, man. They did $400 million in 24 months. I remember Suge putting a billboard on Sunset. Like no rappers having no billboard. Are you kidding me? Then Death Row falls apart. Dre goes under again. That's 2 game changing. And then he comes back again with Eminem. Let's keep it one Bow Wow, as they would say. The white boy. Now you got white boys everywhere thinking they could rhyme. Change the game again. Not to mention, when M bought 50 in, at that time, 24%, 23 or 24% of all music sold was coming from Aftermath, Shady Records, or G-Unit. So that means out of every 100 records that was sold, 24 of them came from that man's creation. Impact. If y'all don't shut the hell up with what you believe. No, let's look at the facts, man. That is called impact. The brother changed the game 3 times. We not going to include what he did with 50. We not even going to include beats. Y'all saw what happened when that man put them earphones together? Everybody else, Cold Candy. Oh, that's Dre, man. That is Dr. Dre. Flunked 3 times and came back with vengeance every time. But you got to go all the way back to the great top 5 dead or alive. DOC, I heard DOC say the other day, he's not underrated. He considers it overlooked. Because he done wrote so many hits that you jam and not knowing he did it. Come on, man. No one could do it better. Shout out to the DOC. one of my favorites. And they made a song. What is that, Dre? It's the formula. Huh? Now let's segue real quick. Since you better tell them, or I will. Go ahead and put your comments in the bottom and we can get to it on what I just said. 1992, when the Chronic came out, it changed the entire game. This is when going platinum came in. Gotta go platinum. Prior to that, brothers were satisfied with gold records. Matter of fact, we was hating on Hammer for all the records he saw. What? Shoot, come on, man. Look here. Anyway, we're going to segue into the formula, right? Because when you got the formula, you could always rebound. Could always create the formula, never get rid of the formula. Huh? Because when you have the formula at what you do, no matter what happens, you can kick that formula on anywhere in the world. So work on your formula. Find the formula. Create a formula. That works. And once you create that formula, you master. Huh? Come on, man. Come on. What is that, Dre? It's the formula. Come on, man. You know, because they get out here, man. And we all have our favorites. No doubt. But when you get to compare, I'm going to hurt some more feelings. Fuck. LeBron will never be as great as Michael Jordan, period. He don't even need to say it. It's never going to happen. Never say never. Why? Never. Listen, never. How you going to be greater than the man you imitate? But anyway. The formula. Impact. Right? That goes to Dr. Dre. Run DMC, Dr. Dre. You understand? Impact. Now, within your collective states and cities, yeah, you got some greats. They got some greats out there I ain't never heard of and probably never will. I know it's some dope ass MCs that I never heard coming out of New York. That I know. Right? But when it comes to global impact in hip hop music, it is Dr. Dre, hands down. Hands down. But get with me in the comments, man, and we'll talk about it. Huh? We'll talk about it. You better tell them, boy, I will. Yes, sir.
Deep conversation across the nation. I'm getting to the point, be patient. Tell them or I will. You better tell them or I will. You better tell them. Yeah. You are now tuned in to the #1 podcast on the internet. Shawn P. You better tell them.